All right, have you ever wondered how to seal or waterproof around a pipe penetration in an exposed fastener metal roof? Today I'm going to show you step by step how to install one of these. This is a flashing boot. Some people call them different things. We call them a flashing boot, but basically this will slip over the pipe and it'll waterproof it. Now, they make a couple different varieties. We like the round ones because it allows water to run around it. The square ones hold water. Odie makes one of those. We don't care for it as much. And these look better. They come in different colors. Deck-Tite is the brand. These are our favorite. So what you need to know first, what size diameter pipe are you going to try to slip this over? This is about 3.5 inches outside diameter PVC pipe. So you go on the actual Deck-Tite, and you start looking at the numbers and you can see 3.25 to 4 inches. I've already got it marked out so you can see it easily. 3.25 to 4 inches is what we're going to have to cut out of this deck boot. So here's what we use, just a pair of scissors. These are nothing out of the ordinary, but basically what I'll do is I'll start up here and I'll work my way into that line. Extra windy out here today. It is rough. I'm just working my way around, trying to stay as straight as possible. Now that I've got my Deck-Tite cut out, what some guys do is they will actually take some sealant and seal between the steel and the pipe penetration. And I think that's a great idea, but it's also a huge waste of sealant. What I am going to do is I've cut a little bit of the underlayment out, and I'm going to seal around a little bit here just to prevent the pipe from moving, because whatever it's attached to underneath, it's not doing a very good job. The pipe is loose and I've got it plumb right now. You want to make sure the pipe is plumb. So all I'm doing this for mainly is just to keep it where it's at. I don't want it moving around once I put this boot on. But it does give it kind of a second seal, so to speak. Second layer of protection. So there we are. I've got that sealed up. Now all I'm going to do is slip this boot over the pipe. See how it's moving around? I'm gonna have to readjust it once I get it on there. It's just not very tight. Okay, so I've pushed it down onto the pipe. I know my cutout is good. Now this is like a lead or aluminum flashing, and you want to just kind of form that around the rib. See how I'm forming that around the rib? That's what you want to do. You want to form it flat to what you're going to attach it to. Nice and flat. And I pulled this screw out. This is our line of fasteners. I'm going to probably end up putting that back in. But you want it nice and tight, as good as you can, all the way around, forming to those ribs. Okay, that's pretty good. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my pencil and I'm just going to draw a line. This is how we do it. There might be other methods. Might be guys that do it a different way, but this is the way that we have found works best for us. So I'm just drawing a mark on my steel all the way around. Now I'm going to lift it back up. I'm actually going to take it off and I'm just going to set it down right here. Now I've got a mark all the way around. Now I'm ready to use a high quality sealant all the way around that mark. Now I like to use Through the Roof. It's made by Sashco. Through the Roof is different than Lexel. It will withstand high heats, from what I understand, a little bit better. But it is an ultra clear sealant, and I put a fairly generous bead all the way around the inside of that mark. That's how I do it. You definitely don't want to use silicone in this application. Steel expands and contracts with temperature. So you want something that's elastic, elastomeric, and Through the Roof is just that. So we're going to set that aside. Now I'm going to take my boot and slip it right back down in the same spot. Okay, there we go. Slip it right back down. Now I'm gonna go ahead and take my gloves off for the rest of this. I don't want to get through the roof on my nice gloves. Now I want to make sure that pipe is where I want it before I start fastening this. See that squeeze out? That's okay. This is an ultra clear. It's not going to matter. There we go. All right. Now I'm going to take my driver and a roof fastener. I'm going to start right here. And I'm going to go right through that flange right there. I'm already started. Now I'm going to work my way around these fasteners, making sure that that's squeezed out real nice all the way around it. I'm going to put another one right here. See that? See how that works? This is a 612 pitch, by the way. It's not the easiest to stay up on top of, especially without a harness. So I'm going to work my way all the way around that. Now, where there's a rib right here, I want to get somewhat close to that rib. See how that's squeezing out? That's a really good sign. That's fantastic. A lot of guys will leave the sealant out of the bottom of it. That way, if water does get in there, it has a place to get out. I've never done that, but I've also never had a leak on one of these boots. So, you know, that's probably not a bad idea to do that, to leave the sealant out of the bottom. But on a 612 pitch, we live in a really stormy. We get a lot of high winds in our area. So what I'm saying is, wind-driven rain up underneath that, it's not completely out of the question. See how that through the roof is just squeezing out all around that pipe? I'm never going to have to worry about a leak where there's through the roof. It's going to last forever. That's pretty good. I like that. I don't think I'm going to put any more fasteners in it. I think I like that pretty good. Now, what I like to do though, you see we've got a gap here and a gap here. What I like to do is sometimes I will throw a little bit of extra sealant in there, just right where it meets. And then I always lick my finger, because that Lexel will stick, or through the roof will stick to everything. And I just flatten this out. This works very well for us. Just lick your finger, that way you don't have through the roof all over you. See, I've got a little bit of a hole there. I want to fill that up. I know it probably would never leak anyways, but just to make sure. And all the way around, I just flatten that through the roof out. And there you have it. Let me go ahead and stick that fastener back in that hole before I forget it. There we are. Look at there. Now our pipe or our vent stack is protected, our penetration, and it looks good because the color matches the roof pretty decent. Good to go. The only thing you would ever have to worry about is this boot going bad. We've put on boots that are 20 years old that are still intact, no problem. So it's just something, you know, it's a regular maintenance thing you need to look for. If you're a homeowner and you've had an exposed fastener metal roof for maybe 20 years, you might want to get up there and inspect your boot. Make sure there's no weather cracking, things of that nature, but they're pretty easy to replace too. Just take it off, put a new one back on, just like I showed you how to put on. So I like to smooth this stuff out really nice. But that's how you do it. Hope you enjoyed the video. Subscribe, like, comment. Trying to do the best I can with this YouTube stuff. So there you go.